Suppose you are a cybersecurity professional and you are having the cyber offensive skills, which is having the mindset of a hacker, means with the skills which you are going to use to perform the cyber attacks. Why it's important? Because you need to know what are the security loopholes in your IT infrastructure. Okay, you also are having the cyber defensive skills which you are going to use to protect your IT infrastructure, your company, your data against the cyber attacks. Okay, suppose a company Sales Master Flooring Solutions, the top management of this company want to know about their current situation of their IT security, where they are lacking, what are the security gaps they are having, what type of vulnerabilities exist on their network, how much are they ready to fight against the cyber attacks. Okay, so just they want to sure about where their current situation, where they are currently lying on the behalf of the IT security. Okay, so for example, they hired you, they contacted you for this task, and they want you to use your cyber offensive skills, or you can say your pen testing skills, to find out the IT security gaps. Now, before starting your job or during your this particular project, or after that, what will be the steps you are going to take to fulfill or to complete that particular project? First of all, you need to understand the requirements of your target. Okay, what exactly they want, how much is the scope, whether they want to perform pen testing only on a specific server, on a specific device related to specific applications or software, or on the specific part of the network, or on the one network, or on the complete IT infrastructure of their company. So just you need to understand what exactly they want. Another thing you also need to consider, because you are going to use your hacking skills, which are the similar skills the hackers use. Okay, so there can be some legal issues, so you will gauge each and everything, you will understand the each and every aspects related to legal issues, or what you are going to do, what kind of consequences will be involved in this particular situation. Okay, so you will just have to have the knowledge of who will be your team member from your side, from the target side, what will be the time duration, what will be the legal contract. Okay, and you need to make a proper agreement and get the consent from the authorized person. So all these things you need to consider before starting your project, or before starting your work on your project. Okay, suppose you have the consent, you understood the requirement clearly about your target. Now your next step will be collect the maximum information that is publicly available. Okay, hackers also do the same thing, they just collect the information which is publicly available, whether they are going to collect that information from their website, from their social media, from the job portals, whatsoever it is. Okay, so just you are going to collect that information, because this information they can use in social engineering skills, and they can get the sensitive information, or they would be able to enter into their actual network. Okay, so that is very important. After that, suppose you have collected the information, and somehow you just crossed all the security settings, you bypassed the firewalls, IPS, IDS, whatsoever they have implemented, and just you entered into the network. Now you are in the internal network. What you are going to find out? How many devices are there? What type of devices they are? okay, whether that's end devices, servers, or security devices, what operating system are they running on it, what software application, or what services they are running, what ports are open, like these kind of things, the user are login, whatever in particular group they are, you are going to collect a lot of information, and on the behalf of that information you will just find out what vulnerabilities lies on their systems, on their operating system, whether that's application whatsoever. It can be the misconfiguration of the settings, whatsoever it is, just you are going to find out what type of vulnerabilities exist on their internal network. Okay, suppose you have all these things. Now what would be your next step? On the behalf of those vulnerabilities, you are just going to find out the exploits, whether that's exploit are available in the market, or if you have the knowledge you can create your own exploit, or you have the exploit, you need to tweak something just to use for the specific vulnerabilities. You are just going to perform the cyber attacks on the behalf of the information you have collected in the previous phases. Okay, after just doing the attack, now you know these are the vulnerabilities, I exploited it, now I am able to perform the cyber attacks. You need to collect the report, you need to collect the enough evidence, document all the information during which is relevant to your project, which you think yes this information gonna help my client. So just you document each and everything during all the phases, and you will just create a kind of proof for them, yes this is your current situation about your IT infrastructure, and now these are the gaps lying on your IT infrastructure, and these are the severity level, this is the risk associated with those kind of security gaps. If the hackers will just somehow will be able to break through your security and can enter in your network, this is the damage they can do on your network. Okay, so just you are just going to provide each and everything, and don't forget to remove all the malicious software or whatsoever the steps you have taken. If you will not just clean up each and everything, then definitely you are leaving a track behind you. That track can be used by the hackers to perform cyber attack on your target. So just clean up each and everything, tell them yes these are the vulnerabilities lies on your system. Okay, now if they ask for the consultation and that's your part of your project, then definitely you can guide them, yes this, if these are the vulnerabilities, then you need to take certain steps, these are the security measures, these are the things you need to do it just to fill up those gaps so that you can avoid certain kind of cyber attacks. Okay, suppose your target company provided you only the URL of the company, okay, and on the behalf of that URL you are going to search the information about your target, what information can be used against their network, about their data, and how to just breach the security. Okay, so let's start our work without any delay. I'm just going to use that URL and we are searching for the information on the base of that particular URL. Okay, so this is the company website, and here is on the home page I found first of all the call us number. This is very important. This information you need to note it down, because that information you will use for contacting the person. You will collect the information about their product, about their services, partners, about their employees. You are just going to use your social engineering skills to make a call and collect the maximum information. Another number is text us over there you can make a text, or you can find out who is the telephone company provider. Okay, just you can also collect the information regarding it. Another thing you are just looking on that specific page is you are having an email address. Okay, let's just copy it. We can send the email on that particular email address. Okay, what else you can do on that particular email address? You can send the malicious document. Let's see who is opening it, and might be they are not aware of the security, and they can just give you the access on their network. Whatsoever it is, just you are going to use your knowledge to find out the security gaps. Okay, one more thing you need to notice when you see the email address, the domain name they are using for the email address is different as compared to the website URL they are using. So that means for web hosting they are using the separate domain name, which is salesmasterflooring.com, and for their email address they are using a separate domain, that is salesmaster.com. Okay, so we have two domain right now, so we also need to make a note of that. I have created a small template for this specific project. Okay, you can search on internet, or as per your requirement you can create your own template which will make the things in a proper way. You can arrange your information in a systematic way so that it will be easy to find out the information, it is easy to look up the information. Okay, so I just have created one of the template here in Excel. You can use your own software as per your convenience. Now we are moving forward. When you scroll it down, you will see there are three different office locations. Okay, that's also important information. Let's just copy it. And here is the office location. Now what else? Nothing more on this particular page. Let's see on the news and events. Here what we are finding, we are getting the information about their partners. Okay, make a record of it. You can find out their partners because they are communicating with. They can also provide the information about your target. Okay, and another is prolific tech. Prolific tech. Here is the information about their partners. Okay, another one is we are looking here, not much. Okay, we are switching on the other web page, say contact on the contact page. You can see there is information about their offices. We have already noted down. You can find out the direction and the map related to their offices. If you are looking to visit physically on the offices, then definitely this information will be handy for you. Okay, if you want to note it down, you can note it. Another thing is, you can see there is a list of their employees with their name, first name, last name, and the extension. And when you will place your cursor on the specific name, you can find, yes, this is the email address associated with the particular employee. Okay, just make a copy of it. Later you can decide which employee is useful for you, and you can further collect the information about that specific employee. Okay, here is we are getting the three information related to the employee: their name, their email address, and the extension number. But here it's not showing which specific employee is working on the specific office or the job location, so we can find this information later. Nothing more on this specific page. Okay, just here is the address let's come back. Now we have collected the information about uh, information from that particular website. Okay, we on the behalf of that collected information, let's move ahead. We have two domain name right now, and we are just going to use those domain names to find out their name server, whatever the web web server, what's the IP address, who is the technical person, might be we will get more information about it. So just you can use for this purpose who is dot domaintools.com. okay, so I just have copied the company's URL here, and when you will search, click on search, it will just show you the result. And I also opened one more tab, and over there I pasted the domain name which they are using for their email servicing. Okay, just click on the search. Let's see for the salesmasterflooring.com. okay, so there is a registrar information, which means they have purchased the domain name from this specific company. Okay, when we scroll it down, we can see there is a name server is ns23.worldnic.com, ns24.worldnic.com. so just you need to collect that information about this particular domain. Okay, first of all, let's just copy the domain name, and we will see domain info here for this particular server. Copy, and here are the name server. Another is 24. What else we can get from that particular website? Here is the IP address where that particular particular website is hosted. This is the IP address of the server. You can see there is a huge number of website hosted in that particular server. 3958 other websites hosted, means they are not using their own web server. Okay, so this is the information from that page. Let's scroll down and see what else we can find it out. Here is the information about their admin. Okay, it's important, and you can collect here technical contact person, and you can also see there is the email address about their admin. So let's collect it. Now here is technical name Chetan Michael. Okay, we have the person, and the email that's associated with it. Nothing more on that page, so let's just close it. Now we are collecting the information that's related to the salesmaster.com, another domain name they are using for their email. And here is the registrar, that's a domain spot LLC, and here is the name server information, ns1domaindiscovery.com. okay, just copy it and then paste it here. And this is for salesmaster.com. okay, another is ns2domaindiscovery.com. let's copy it. And this is the IP address of the server where it is hosted, and it's having 88,812 other websites, other sites hosted on that particular server. Okay, so that's not that their dedicated server. Okay, leave it. Let's scroll down and see what else we can find out. Registrant name, admin name, it's restricted, so we cannot see it here. Not much information on that particular page, say just close it. Now we have collected the information about the contact number. Okay, you can also find out who is the company that's providing this particular services to this company, and you can use phonefinder.net for that specific purpose, and just place the telephone number here and then click on search by contact, and here you can see the information about telephone company and you can copy it. Okay, here is the telephone company and it's a Verizon, New York. Now we will see about their presence on social media websites. So say facebook.com, yes, they are having their page on Facebook, and if you find any information relevant from this one, who is liking their post, whether they are their employee or client or partner, if you want to further investigate about these particular individual person, then you can also dig deeper. Okay, for the time being we are just going to collect only the link on the social media websites. Okay, here is another information that's on Instagram. So they also are having their profile on Instagram. Here is 511 posts and 1331 followers. Okay, if you will click on that follower list, you can find the detail about their followers. Okay, again, just if you want to see more information about one by one, or you can find out which particular profile can be the part of our research or our project, then definitely you can contact them, you can like their post, you can send them email, you can just use your social engineering skills to get the more information from that specific person. Okay, so this Instagram information you are just going to copy and paste it on the particular shell. Okay, leave it now. Here is the information related to their employees. Okay, on LinkedIn you can find it out, the information, because they have created a particular page on the LinkedIn. Over there, you under the people tab, you can see there are the list of 46 employees. Okay, I will show you one of them how to collect the information. For example, say Jot Massey. Let's see who she is. Right click on that one and open in the another window or another tab, you can say. Here is in the information about Jot Massey. She is specifications consultant. Okay, this is the designation for her. Let's just copy it, come back here, find out her in the list, and bingo, here she is. So this designation here, paste it here, and at what particular location she is working. She is working in New York City metropolitan area. Just also collect that information. Okay, email address is here in the link. Okay, so in this way we can also collect the information about their particular employee. If you want to see what the previous company they are working, if that information is relevant for your project, then you definitely you can copy paste, or just you can use that information for your process. In this way, within few minutes, you can collect a lot of information about the specific organization just on the behalf of that particular email address. Okay, let's see one more thing here. Email pattern, what email pattern they are using. When I'll place the cursor, you can see there is a first name, okay, and then salesmaster.com. okay, on this one it's they are using bill and then the last name they are using. So first name they are using, for some of the employees they are using the first name and the last name. That can be due to maybe there is some other person is also having the first name same. So just to differentiate the email address or just make it unique for each and every employee, they are using the first name or first name and the last name and then the their domain name. If you want, then you can just also make a note of it. Yes, this is the particular pattern they are using for their email address. Okay, so see, within few minutes we have collected a lot of information. In this way, if you have developed your particular system, you can collect a lot of information and later you can find out, okay, this is the information I am going to use for my further investigation, for my further research. Okay, now we are entering into the second phase. Here I have created a lab environment where I am using a Kali Linux operating system for hacking purpose, and this is the operating system which is having a plenty of tools to just perform different kind of cyber attacks. Okay, and that's why this is the one of the hackers favorite operating system. Okay, so I'm just going to use it for this particular phase number 2. We are going to achieve certain task. We are just going to perform something. So what all these tasks we are just going to do in this phase 2? First of all, we will find out how many live hosts are there. There might be one network or the more network, or there are the few pieces into specific network. Then definitely we need to know who are currently now running, what the IP address of those particular hosts, because we are not going to search for whole of the network all the time. First of all, we need to understand, yes, this is the devices having IP address and in running situation. So we are just narrow down our search and then we will focus only on the specific devices. Okay, then we will see, after finding the live host, we will see what are the ports are open. Ports are like the door. We will see how just we can enter into the specific host. Okay, we will check the port number open on the device. Then we will see, okay, this is the port number, we found it. What is the operating system is they are running in it. Okay, then after just collecting the information about the operating system, we will just try to find out what the version of their services they are using, because just knowing after the services they are using, might be we will be able to find out yet what kind of the vulnerabilities exist on the specific service. Okay, then we will find out the vulnerabilities existed on the machine, and then we will going to use that information for the next phase of our project. Okay, so you have collected the information regarding their regarding their website, their employees. Now we are supposed entered into a company, and let's start our work on phase 2. You are having the Kali Linux operating system. Okay, and here it is the terminal where we are just going to implement the command. There can be multiple ways to do one thing, but right now due to the shortage of time, I'm just going to use only the commands here. Okay, there can be multiple ways, so I'm just going to use here the nmap command to just achieve those tasks which I have mentioned in the Excel sheet, or I have created a template for our phase number 2. Okay, so now I'm on Kali Linux machine. For example, I don't know how many live hosts are there, so how to find it out? There are two ways. Either just you can use only the nmap with the normal credentials, or you can use the admin, or you can say root, or you can say your super user do. Okay, here in Kali Linux, to get the admin right, we will use the sudo command. Okay, and you need to provide your credential for it when this is just going to ask. Okay, so to get the maximum information, I will use sudo super user do. Here then nmap, then dash s, s for scan, and here is for p, capital P, means we are using ping scan to find out the live host in the network. Suppose I know the network address what is used here, it is 192.168.10.0/24. This is the specific address for the lab purpose only. I have created an environment for this lab only. So for safe and secure way to do the things, so I will give 192.168.10.0 and then /24. It's representing the whole network, which is coming from like the IP address 192.168.10.1 to 192.168.10.255. If you know about it, it's okay. If you don't know about it, then still it's okay. So just I'm going to check for it how many live hosts are there. So here we need to provide the credential for your username. Just type it and it will start the scan. During scan, it's just sending the ping scan to the whole of the network one by one, and we will able to see when it will collect the result, it will just present us on the terminal. Okay, so you can see here it just found few of the addresses on, yeah, let's see what's that. Here is 5 hosts are up. Okay, and this is the network address we are going to use for our search. I'm using shortcut key to copy paste. Okay, here control plus shift plus C, and here the network address is this one. Now Kali Linux IP address, I will check what's IP address of my machine, and here is the live host information. Let's just copy one by one, because this we will narrow down our search on the specific devices. Okay, and here the live host is 1. Okay, next in 101, then 6, then 2, 5, 4 and 100. Okay, so next one is 100. Okay, and 101, another is 106, then 254. Okay, 254. So these are the 5 hosts live. So how many hosts are live? 5. Okay, so I don't know my machine IP address, Kali Linux IP address. I will check it out and I will exclude from that particular network. Let's see who it is. First of all, if config command to check the IP address on my specific machine. So here is on Ethernet 1, you can see this is the IP address of my machine. So 192.168.10.100/24, or this is, you can say, subnet mask for this specific network. So I'm using class C private IP address for internal network, and this is the, so I will say, okay, I will mark it on red, so I'm not going to use this address in our further research. Okay, now we have achieved one task, so let's say done. Okay, next I'm just going to see the open ports on those specific devices. Either you can perform one by one, or you can use the whole network. Okay, so I will show you how to do it on the specific network. Clear? I will use for the command to do it, sudo nmap minus, or say dash s for scan, t for TCP. Okay, it will just connect the it will see what are the port open on the specific device, or the range of the IP addresses which we are just going to provide. Okay, so here for example I am just going to use specific address. Now I know there is 101 is on the network. Let's see. So it will show us how many ports, TCP ports are open on the specific IP address, and this we are just going to collect those particular detail about those ports open. Okay, just collect that information, copy it, and we are just going to use in open ports for the specific. Here is, let's just also copy it. We finished one task, and here is open ports. This is the information related to 101. Okay. Okay. Now I can see for 1, 6 and 2, 5, 4. I will just show you one more, 106. Later you can find it out by on due to the limitation in for the video. Okay, so I can use up arrow key to see the previous command. So use that one and then enter. Here it will take time. Okay, and once we will find it out the information, we will just copy it on in our table. So as you can see, within less than 14 seconds we got it, and here is the number of open ports on the specific machine. Okay, copy, find it out here. Let's paste the link, and I will say Control C, and let's change the IP address here, 146. Okay, see how quickly you can just find out this information. Now we are moving, we have done the second task also. Okay, now we are moving on the third step, finding out the operating system. Clear? Okay. Operating system. The command to check the operating system is sudo nmap dash capital O of your operating system. It will just show you which operating system you are using for the specific target. Okay, so 101. We have received the output. What is the operating system for our machine 192.168.10.101, and it is showing us that particular machine is running Microsoft Windows XP. So copy paste that information in our Excel sheet. I have already run the command, same command for the other machine, otherwise it might take some time to just give us the result, and it's just showing us the information about the operating system for the machine 192.168.10.106 is showing us that's running Linux 2.4 6.x. okay, so we need to note it down. For that particular machine we are having the Linux operating system. Okay, now we will see what are the services version these two machines are running. First of all, we will check for the machine 192.168.10.10 and 101, and what is the command for that? We will run the nmap command, sudo nmap dash capital A and then the IP address of that particular machine 192.168.10.101. okay, you need to give the credential when it is asking, and I already had run that command, and this is the result for our 192.168.10.101. For XP machine, it is showing us the services it's running are these. Okay, so just make a record of this machine, and we will say services for it is these services. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay, that's enough. We just noted down everything which found here, and if you can also note it down that it is just showing us the net BIOS name, and net BIOS name for this particular machine is WinXP101. so we can also note it down the net BIOS name here. Okay, similar result we can see for the 192.168.10.106. okay, and this for this particular machine is just showing us for port number 22, which is running FTP. It's having service version VSFTPD 2.3.4. okay, just copy that information and paste here. For 192.168.10.106, it is having the service number. Okay, let's see what else we received. And for port number 22, it's just having for 23 and for 25. It will show you many ports and many services running on this particular machine. So just I will not save all of them, and few of them I will just copy paste here. Another thing what we can do here, we have achieved operating system. Yes, it's done. And sorry, and we also collected the service version running for these two machines, so that's part also done. Now only we don't know what are the vulnerabilities running on those specific machine. Let's see what are the vulnerabilities running on these two machines. First of all, we will check for the vulnerabilities scanning command with the help of the nmap, and command for this is sudo nmap dash script, and then this is the script name, and then you need to assign the IP address for which you want to run the script. Okay, it is 101. Okay, provide here the credential. It will take little bit time. I have already got the result. I will show you what are the vulnerabilities lying on this specific machine. Here it is just showing us that particular SMB vulnerable MS0 MS17-010 is vulnerable. So just make a record of it. Later we are just going to exploit the vulnerability and we will find out whether it is exploitable or not. So on vulnerabilities for this machine, we are having this specific. Let's see another vulnerabilities existing or not. Yeah, we are also having one more vulnerability. Okay, it will show you here, is it vulnerable or not. Let's see another one. No, we just have found two vulnerabilities lying which are exploitable. Okay, what the vulnerabilities lies on thus another machine. So here is the output of the script vulnerable for the machine 192.168.10.106, and here are many vulnerabilities. So I will just note it down few of them here. It is FTP FTPD backdoor vulnerability. It's showing it's vulnerable. Okay, great. So this is for the machine 192.168.10.106, and here is one of the vulnerabilities here, and another is let's go down and we will see. One of them is SSL Poodle. It is also vulnerable. Here is SSL DH params, that is also vulnerable. You can just search the result and fill all this information in the your Excel sheet or where you are just going to store those information. This is the one way to finding out the vulnerabilities. I also have another way to see what are the vulnerabilities lying on the system. I just used Greenbone Security Manager for that. It is enterprise level vulnerability management system. Okay, and here is the VM for this particular Greenbone Security Manager. And after the configuration and after just setting up that particular virtual machine, it will just show you what the IP address you can use to access it in the web browser. It will provide you the GUI mode to just have access on that particular virtual machine, and you can find out the vulnerabilities lying on the specific machines. Okay, so just I am using 192.168.10.105 to log in into that particular system. Okay, so here are the, at the time of configuration you have created the username and password. So just provide the credential here to log in and it will allow you to enter into. It's a wonderful vulnerability management system. Here I have already scanned two of the machines. I will show you one of the data here. A configuration part, how you can do it. First of all, you need to define your target. Okay, here in the target section under the configuration tab, you need to configure or you need to assign, yes, this is the target I am just going to use, and scan it. After just assigning your target at this point, you will use that particular target for scan. Okay, under the scan, just when you will move in the task, it will just show you the result previously you have scanned. Okay, if we want to scan new one, here is the new task, and you can click on the particular new task. It will just show you a form here, just fill up that form and then save it, and whenever you want to run the scan on the specific device or on the specific network or the range of the uh, IP addresses, you can use it. It's depend upon how much processing power your system is having, how powerful it is, simultaneously how on how many devices it can just scan. It's depend upon the processing power of your device. Okay, so here I have already scanned two of the machine. First I will just I will show you one of them here. Click on the done button, it will show you the scan result. Here are the number of vulnerabilities lying on this particular machine. It will just showing you the severity level is 10, 8. Okay, and 10 means its severity level is high, risk is high, and it is having a lot of possibility hacker can exploit it. So just whatsoever the result it is displaying on the screen, you can save that result and can present to your uh, target company. Yes, these are the vulnerabilities lying on your system, and you need to patch up all these one, otherwise hacker can enter into your infrastructure, they can perform cyber attack and high level of the risk associated with it. Okay, so there are the two ways I have shown you here how you can find out the vulnerabilities on your systems. Okay, if you want to collect that information in your Excel sheet, you can use that information for the next phase. So we have just covered, yes, on task number 5 we also have done it. Good, great. So in this way you can collect the information about your target network, whatever the live hosts are there. First we just found live host, then we checked the open ports on those live hosts. You can see here these are the open ports, and then we found the operating system running on the live hosts. After that we just move ahead and we found the what are the service version running on the specific machines. Here after this one we scanned for the vulnerabilities. We used two methods. One method for the one method we used with the help of the nmap scripts. We used one script we used for both of the machine, and another we used the greenbound security manager vulnerability management system for finding out the vulnerabilities. Okay, in this way you can collect a lot of information about the internal network. Okay, after this we have collected a lot of information, then we will move in the next phase, phase number 3, and over there we are just going to use that information, we are just going to exploit the vulnerabilities and we will perform the cyber attack. A third phase of this project, let's just quick review on the phase 1 and 2 what you did in those phases. In phase 1, with the help of just only the URL of the company, you have collected a lot of information about that particular company, whether their domain name, their name servers, their addresses, with their contact number. And later you have also collected the information about their employees, their designation, and their office address. Okay, and in phase 2 you collected the information about the internal network of a test a lab in a lab environment. Okay, for example, in phase 2 you have done 5 tasks. In task 1 you collected the information about the live host, then you found the open ports on the live hosts, then you collected the information about the operating systems running on those machines, what are the service versions present on those machines, and the vulnerabilities lying on the systems. Whether you can collect it from the Nmap, or we also used Greenbone Security Manager for the vulnerability management solution. Okay, so just you collect the information. Here is the IP address of the live host machine, and this is the network address you collected. Okay, what the information we are just going to use from this particular phase to the next phase number 3, where we are just going to perform cyber attack on our target machine. These are the, for example, I have collected the few number of vulnerabilities lying on the two systems. Okay, here are the 2 vulnerability I just mentioned, and here are the 5 vulnerabilities I have mentioned on the system 192.168.10.106. okay, we will test the both of the vulnerabilities in the system 192.168.10.101, and I will just test one of the vulnerabilities, try to exploit it on system 106. Okay, just now we are entering in the phase 3. Definitely we need to do a lot many things, and in this penetration testing project we need to collect the information about our target even without directly interacting them. Okay, then we need to collect the information from different sources, and then we found the vulnerabilities lying in the systems. Then at this phase we are trying to exploit those vulnerabilities and trying to perform the cyber attack on our target machine. So this was just a small network. Suppose you have hundreds of thousands of machines on your target network, and these are running the similar operating system, similar kind of services they are running. So just you need to perform the tasks during this penetration testing. It can be a tedious job. Okay, so here is a penetration testing framework which you can use, or generally the hackers also use that particular framework to perform the cyber attacks, and that is Metasploit. So I am going to use Metasploit framework under Kali Linux. For that, first of all, let's check what are we know. Yes, this is the machines we collected the these are the machines on which we are going to perform the cyber attacks. First of all, let's just quick check on those machines whether these are running or not. Okay, or they are on or not. So let's just ping 192.168.10.101. okay, it's on, and then another 6, it's also working. So these are the live hosts on which we are just going to perform the cyber attacks. The command to start the Metasploit is, let's use the super user do command and that msf console. Okay, here it will ask the password, provide the credential, and then press hit button. Here it will having scanners. Okay, it's having the list of different exploits which just you can use, or you can just find out, yes, I have that specific vulnerability on my system, and is there any kind of exploit available or not. Okay, if that we can if we will just find out, yes, for specific vulnerabilities, if there is an exploit is present, then just check it, or just try to exploit and try to perform the cyber attack. Then if we are successful, then it's okay. If we are not going to get any success, then definitely we can try the another vulnerability. Okay, so here it is. We are, first of all, we are going to find out, is there any kind of attack or exploit exist for this specific vulnerability or not. Okay, I am here now. We are inside the Metasploit and its version is 6.1.39. okay, so first of all, use the search button, and here I am just going to use the vulnerability for it. You can see there is a list of result here where it just showing us, yes, there is the exploit available in Metasploit. So let's just try to use it. So I'm just going to use this first exploit, and here is the path given. So just we need to enter this path, use, and then exploit Windows SMB, and then MS17 and eternal blue, and press enter. Now we are under this specific exploit. Here you can see it just showing you the payload. Payload means something we also need to access that remote machine or the target machine. Just our purpose is just not only to exploit it, we want to do something, like maybe we want to download some file, we want to upload some file or some software, we want to create some user accounts. So how just you are going to do? Definitely you need something, or there's some command prompt or some kind of software you need, so that it will give access to you on the specific target machine. Okay, so it's just providing you for the payload Windows 8 64 Metasploit reverse TCP. Okay, just it will provide you the shell for that, and it's okay if we want to use different payload, then you can also select your own payload, but I'm just going to use the default payload what is offering. I'm just okay with it. Now directly immediately you cannot use it, because you need to set something, you need to tell it, yes, I need to use this particular exploit for my specific target machine on specific port, or some of the information we need to provide. So what kind of those information you need to check it, and how just you are going to check? With the help of the show options command. Once you will just use that command, it will just show you what are the parameters you need to provide for this particular exploit. So here is it just saying it's just showing you there is we need R hosts, means target host. You can give one or the multiple hosts simultaneously, you can provide it here. Remote port or the target port is just set, we need not to set it. And here is for the SMB domain, no means we need not to set it. And this is the information about our payload. Okay, and here is it's just using L host. L host means our machine address which we are going to use to perform the attack, where it will just send you, yes, you are now receiving a session, you can use it for your purpose whatsoever you want to do. So here on that which specific machine it's just going to use to send back the session, here we need to tell. So we need to provide our Kali Linux IP address and L host. Okay, so first of all we will set R host for our exploit, and then later we will set the L host for our payload. Okay, how to set it? Next question is how to set it. The command for this is set and then give that particular option are hosts, and here assign the IP address 192.168.10.101. This is our target, and set for L host for our Kali Linux IP address 10. It's 100. Okay. If you want to check whether it's it has been set or not, just you can use the again the command show options, and you can see here there is R host is set for our exploit and L host is also set for our payload. Okay. Now what next? Just you can use the command run to just execute that particular exploit for the specific machine, and it will just show you, oh yes, we are receiving a Meterpreter session 1. It just showing us the relevant information. Yes, it's just giving you the session for it, and here it is. Now what can we do here? If you don't know what command you can run, just use the help, type help, and it will just show you what are the possible command you can use on that specific Meterpreter shell or on the, here are the core commands, and there is the file system commands like changing the directory. Okay, just to check which files are on that particular location. You can also check, you can make directory. Okay, you can remove directory, or lot many things you can do. Okay, so let's start. Here first of all we will check where exactly we are on the which location right now on our target machine. So you can use the command for that pwd. So you can see we are on the C drive of our target machine. If you will check what are the folders or directories over there, you can use the ls command as well list command. Okay, or you can use the dir command for that. Both will show you the same result. So here we can see, is there anything we are finding interesting so that we can download it? Yes, here is the bank info. Okay, might be it is having some information related to somebody bank detail on that one. Later we can use that information for some just performing some kind of attack, or this information you can provide to your target. Yes, this is the information, sensitive information we collected from your machine. Okay, so here it is. If you want to create some folder here, then how can you do it? mkdir, let's see whether we can create or not. Say hidden. Oh yeah, we are able to create it. Now make a copy of that particular file into it. So say bank info text into hidden. Might be it's not of allowing this system that file to copy it on that particular folder. Okay, so what here we can use? We can use the another command prompt or the command prompt of that particular operating system. So what's that for? Shell. Let's try from here. Can we copy that particular file into specific folder which we have created hidden? Okay, say copy, file name was bank info.txt into hidden. Yeah, we are able to copy that particular file. Okay, now suppose you want to download that particular file into your Kali Linux machine. So how just you are going to do? We can use the command download for it. Download hidden and say press enter. So just showing the file inside inside the hidden, it's just saving at home Kali bank info. So you can just see here on the home folder whether we got that file or not. Yes, we are having that particular file. So we exfiltrate the data from our target machine to our Kali Linux machine. Okay, so successfully we exploited the particular vulnerabilities which was lying on our target machine. Okay, so it's done. Now I will use another machine and I will use that vulnerability to perform the cyber attack on the specific target machine. Let's see how to do it. So here, although you can do many things, but just I wanted to show you these are the vulnerabilities lying on the target machine and whether we can exploit it or not. So we successfully done it. Now we are just terminating that particular session. Okay, you can type exit and we are out of that particular session. Now just type back and you will be the root of MSF or say Metasploit. Now we will try to find out the vulnerable exploit for this specific vulnerability. So we can search with the help of VSFTPD. Okay, let's check. First say use search VSFTPD. So let's see. Yeah, we have it. So we are just going to use that particular exploit to perform the attack on our target machine 192.168.10.106 on that particular machine. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we are just going to use that particular exploit. So exploit Unix FTP. Okay, and then press enter. Now we are under it. So it's just also using the payload default command Unix interact. Okay, no issue. We are just going to use the default one. Now again we need to check what are the options we need to set just before performing or before running that particular exploit. So just how we are going to do, with the help of the show options command, we will check which particular option we need to set. Here it is on our hosts, we need to set only that particular set our host, and here is our target is 192.168.106 and then press enter. Okay, now run command. Let's see whether it can exploit it or not. So successfully it also perform the attack on our target machine and we are getting session 2 for that. Okay, so let's say if I'll run the command ls, yes, I am on the other machine. So this is also exploitable. Clear? So in this way you can show them, yes, we are able to enter into your machine it is having certain kind of vulnerabilities. And if you know the command, yes, what you can do, whether you can create a username, you can get the SSH session, or you can just create your FTP another account, or so you can do lot many thing on that specific machine also. Okay, so in this way you can just exploit the vulnerabilities and you can perform cyber attack on your target machines. Okay, so this is also done. So in the phase 3 we have seen we just exploit two vulnerabilities and successfully we perform cyber attack on both of the machine. Okay, now you can create a report on the base of that particular data we have collected during phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 and present to your client, or you can give them presentation, yes, these kind of vulnerabilities existing, here are the security gap, these are the current situation of your company, and now you need to patch up all these kind of vulnerabilities to secure your IT infrastructure from certain kind of cyber attacks. Just do it, otherwise hackers will be able to perform cyber attack on your IT infrastructure. Okay, so in this way we have successfully accomplished and the result whatever we wanted to, and in this way just you can perform your pen testing. It was a small example of the project related to the pen testing. Okay guys,